No, I see people are saying no good. Now they should be able to hear us, right? Okay.
Now you can hear us as crappily as ever because we had to switch back, but
There we go.
there we go. All right.
Yeah, see, the thing was, is we bought these new mics and we never used them because we keep hearing that you guys are always saying, yo, we can't hear the show. When you guys go live, you need to get mics. So I went and got mics, and I guess we hadn't had any practice with them. So we'll figure this out as we go along.
So we're right here at
So
home.
here we are. What's up, everybody? I haven't seen you guys in a while, and I've been on the road. I've been doing touring with Exodus. Obviously, there's a lot of you that saw us out on Bass Strikes Back tour. You're welcome.
Yeah, I saw you.
I know you did. We were also, this past weekend, we were in Syracuse at the Pure Phil Fest at Sharky's, which we had a real good time. So, but I wanted to touch on that. So we have not had any really new episodes coming in, obviously. I did do some filming last year when I was on tour with some stuff. Well, not last year, would be like 2 years ago. Bass Strikes Back tour, but I just felt it was too much of a distraction from what I needed to do live, and so I didn't do any filming this time. I kind of just kept it to, not even anything. I just kept it dead. I said when I came back we would do a live episode. So we've been back for about 2.5 weeks now. Chime in. Let me know if you've seen if you went to see the Bass Strikes Back tour, because I got to say, we had so much fun, Walt.
Craig says he saw you in Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando was a great show. That was you guys were violent that night.
Christopher also said in Seattle he saw a great show.
Yeah, I think all the shows were great. From what I was told from all the other tour packages that were on the road at the time, it was doing the best business. But I mean, what a great lineup. Death Angel, Exodus, and Testament, all your Bay Area favorite thrash bands on one bill, and all three bands bringing it every single night. I mean, everybody was excited to play. Everybody had a good time. There wasn't one night where I thought the crowd wasn't any good. I thought that I had so much fun every night. I mean, for us, it was really long to not tour for 2 years and then to come right out and do 6.5 weeks right out of the gate. But it was great to see everyone. I hope you guys are looking forward to the fall, because we're not hitting any of the same markets. I think only 2 maybe on that leg, but a lot of them are closer to other markets that we were at, so you may have to drive a little bit. But to all the people that came for the meet and greets and just
I heard the meet and greets are really good. That's a way to really see everybody.
I'll tell you what, and ours, I'd say, if you're coming to an Exodus meet and greet, we let you watch the sound check fully, and we take a group picture with you guys, we take single pictures with everybody, and then we hang out for another 10 or 15 minutes and just answer your questions and just hang out and take selfies and sign individual stuff.
Nicholas says the meet and greet was amazing, thank you. So a lot of people say that's your chance to interact.
Well, it is, and I mean, honestly, I know there's a lot of bands that they do certain things on their meet and greets, but Exodus' take on it is meet and greet. Meet us and greet us. It's not like you get to spend all night with us hanging out, but you get enough time to ask me a question or come up and hang out for a minute or tell me something that you wanted to tell me. I mean, we give you that much time. We make sure that you get what you wanted out of it. You know what I mean? I think it's the whole idea of it. If you would have told me back in the day, the 70s and the 80s, I would have got to, meet one of my heroes. I could have went before the show and watched the sound check, and then
get a picture with them.
And then they would have been cool to me, you know what I mean, and hung out and took a picture. I would have gave you my birthday and Christmas money and every other thing that I had going on, because it was just, I just think it's kind of it's a new thing, it's kind of cool. And it does bring the fans closer to
and the real fans that really want to get
and that's great, because if you really want that experience, it's a cool way to do it. And I feel like we don't steal from anybody, Walt. We do it totally, we give them their money's worth, and we give them their money's worth. for sure.
Celeste Altus is saying Sacramento was fun and hot, and she wants to know what shirt I'm wearing. Well, this was the Bay Strikes Back tour shirt with Exodus.
Well, there was two of them. There was the album cover shirt, and then there was this one with the dates on them. So, but I think if you really want one, you should be able to get one from your husband, Celeste, for Christ's sake. But you can still get these shirts. Just go to Rebellion Republic, and they sell our
And
stuff.
just a side note, Testament had lots of shirts left over, and they're selling them on Nuclear Blast for $15 each from the last tour.
So there you go. So if you
All
want
the
to get
tour
them,
shirts, so.
you want to get that stuff, that's great. That's what you got to do. So it was a success, especially not seeing all you guys after 2 years.
And thanks for the shirt, Steve.
You're welcome, Walt. And the pick tin.
And
the
yeah, there was a special tin pick. A lot of good merch. They had a signed poster.
I had my hot sauce. And chime in if you bought one. I sold 157 bottles of hot sauce on that tour. So chime in if you're watching and you bought it.
And you had the patch.
Well, the patch was cool, but I want to know what everybody thinks of the flavor of my hot sauce. If anybody knows any better,
When does the Bay Strikes Back Blu-ray come out? Chris wants to know.
Ooh, who knows? I don't know if they're doing it for that.
That's a good idea, though.
That's a good idea to think about the fall, but that's a good idea.
Wayne says he talked to you in Chattanooga, and he took a picture with him. He's definitely going to Nashville the next time.
Right. So there's a lot, like I was saying before, there was a lot of places on the tour where we're not necessarily going there in the fall, but like within hop distance. We're not playing San Francisco, we're playing Oakland. You know what I mean? It's kind of thing. So everybody was kind of telling me, oh, I'll be able to catch this date here or this date here. So
Mike Permetto, I met you at Violence and in Oakland. Good to see you too. Sean.
The one I'm excited about, to be honest with you, well, there's two of them. I've been a Calgary Flames fan for like 36 years, and I've never played in Calgary. I've never even been there, but I loved the hockey team for that long. We get to play in Calgary, so I'm looking forward to that. But the other show I'm looking
Is that
forward
the hockey rink there?
I don't know if we're playing the rink there, but I don't care. We're playing the city. That's all that matters. But we're playing San Jose Civic Auditorium. And for those of us, I mean, we played the Warfield, we played the Regency, we played the Fox in Oakland, but this is another prestigious place for us to play in the Bay Area. And they could have probably done 2 nights at the Warfield, but we really wanted to play the San Jose Civic. I've seen so many great concerts there.
Machine Head and Metallica.
Well, I mean, I've
seen the big bands
so
play
many
there.
people play there when I was a kid, and exactly. So I really hope that the Bay Area comes out and comes to the South Bay and supports that show, because they sold out the Fox for us. I mean, they came out, Ace of Spades was piled 3 high. So even if you got to come from Sacto, it's a great room, better stage room. It'll be a bigger pit, I'm sure. And so I'm really looking forward to to walk out on stage at the San Jose Civic and hopefully see all the sold out metalheads from the Bay Area and other places travel for the show.
AJ Bender says he's going to the upcoming Jacksonville show, but he wants to know why Testament isn't playing. Is that one of the shows?
Well, that's what happens.
Here we go.
We are doing us and Death Angel on, I think it's 4 shows on this tour, where there's days off and we don't want those days off. We would rather play. So you're going to see more Exodus and more Death Angel songs actually that night.
So you get longer.
So longer set. So that's why we're doing that. So same show though, but more.
All right. Erika666 wants to know, will you guys come and hang out after the Grand Rapids show?
We always do. I mean, we're so approachable. You can come to our bus, see us walking in or walking out. If we're not leaving until 2 in the morning, I'm sure we're going to be at the closest bar there is there. We're always very approachable. You don't have to go to a meet and greet to meet us necessarily. We are fully always,
I'll give you a hint if you just look for the buses and hang out a little bit.
I'm always walking off and on, and I'm really approachable.
That's how
Well, keep them busy. I got to grab a lighter because I got to smoke some weed for the future.
So I'm going to read some of the comments. Craig says, it was so awesome to see you and Chuck Billy doing backing vocals for Tom's Boys Are Back video. Can't wait for you to see the final video. And are you smoking Zet
Yeah,
in Ventura on the second leg VIP? He's
What do
smoking
you mean,
the
am
whole...
I smoking in Ventura?
Yeah.
I'm smoking right now. That's why I forgot my lighter, so I had to go get my lighter. So yeah, I'm always smoking. That's just kind of what I do. So
And
for
when
everybody, it's been a while since I've been on the vault. It's been a while since I've gone live with you guys.
Wayne White, he bought a album cover shirt and the autographed CD, which is a nice touch. I like it when you guys do that.
I'll say this, all of you guys that fucking bought merch, you did us so justice on this tour. You really did. You really supported all three bands, and I mean, hats off to you. You came out in droves. You were awesome crowds every single night, and it wasn't like, well, there wasn't like crowds where I go, well, tonight was kind of okay. I thought that you guys were just awesome every single night.
The cliche, singers go around on tour and they say, oh, but last night, but you guys.
You know what? I really don't do that. You're the best. I think you guys are, but you all kicked ass. All 34 shows on the Bass Strikes Back tour, and this past weekend at Pure Filth Festival, which was at Sharky's Bar and Grill in Syracuse, New York. It's actually, I think they call it Liverpool, a little sub-city. And we had a great time there. Oh, man.
Angel Rivera does say the hot sauce is so good, and it's one of my favorites.
My boy,
Your
Angel.
hot sauce.
You like it, Angel? It's killer, isn't it? It is good.
Toxic
It's very
shock.
tasty. So I
tasty.
will have more sauce on the next leg of Bass Strikes Back.
And some more toxic bulk.
Patches, yes, I will definitely have more toxic.
Those sold out for you as well.
They did well, yeah, and thank you for
Should have
everybody.
got more, huh?
I like to see them, when I'm in the crowd, I see them on your battle vests and stuff. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside and that sort of thing, so.
AJ Vetter, where can I order some Exodus logo stickers from? Well, you carry those on the road, stickers?
I don't have any Exodus logo stickers. I keep some that I give away, but go to Rebellion Republic, and that's who handles our merchandise. I'm sure they have.
And on eBay, they have some, I've noticed.
You can always buy anything on eBay.
Official.
Is it official?
Yeah, yes it is.
I love that one, it's official. So also now, in 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will be leaving for Europe. So we will be embarking on, well, I think it's like 6 weeks and 5 days in Europe, 38 shows or 34 shows or something like that. So some of the shows with Death Angel and Testament, most of them festivals with a lot of other bands as well. So if you're coming to see us in Europe, it's starting July 9th at Rock Horse Festival. Also just announced today, our guitar player Lee Altus won't be making this leg of the tour. It's going to be Brandon from Black Dahlia Murder. He's going to be filling in on guitar for Lee. There's some family issues that Lee needs to take care of for himself, so he's going to be staying back here. He isn't going anywhere. He just, sometimes these things happen, and things happen, and you can't always put this first.
That just came out today,
yeah.
correct?
I kind of knew it was happening, but I didn't say anything. But yeah, just announced today. So looking forward to playing with Brandon. Again, we weren't going to cancel. We're going to keep going. It's going to be Exodus.
And your boys really love that band.
Oh yeah, I tell you, Nick, the Hatred boys.
So do you. I know, they're a great band.
They got an album. The Hatred got a new album. I got to plug them. Next month, The Veil of Shadows, dropping in July on Massacre Records. They're also going out on tour with Ex Mortis. And so kind of a West Coast date. So go to Hatred Facebook or Hatred.com or Ex Mortis and check out the dates. If you want to see the next generation of what Zetro did, my son is a singer-bass player, my other son is a drummer. They're a quite talented band.
And the new album does come out, and the name of it is Veil of...
The Veil of Shadows.
All right.
So, gotta check that
and
out.
Beer Maniac 31. Hello, this is Walter and Zetro from France. And I know you just probably saw the Hellfest.
I heard it was hot. It was like 105 degrees that day.
That's crazy, huh?
It's whack. guys aren't used to that, are you?
Nicholas Myers, thank you. Wayne White, his son bought a bottle of the hot sauce. Well, let us know in the comments how you like it.
Yeah, let us know and if you like it. So coming up, we'll be going to Europe, so hopefully catch us somewhere there. The show's really good. Playing a lot of songs off for Persona Non Grata, and again, it's you know, it'll be our second tour of Europe with Gary back with us full time, and so it's going to be a great time. A lot of the dates are with Testament and Death Angel, so but a lot of the festivals we're playing with a lot of other bands, so go check it out. And then I believe we're only home for 14 days, and the Bass Strikes Back, that's the tour we're talking about for the fall, starts again. So, and that'll go from, I believe, September 8th to October 15th, which again, the October 15th date is the San Jose Civic date. And again, I'm calling out to all you guys, Bay Area, calling out to you. I want to see everybody there. Like, you sold out the Fox for us, you sold out the Warfield, the Regency for us all many times. We want everybody to trek down to the South Bay for that one. That was really, really important. Chuck and I were talking about that, how great it is that, you know, think about it, man. We all came from Ruthie's Inn in the mid-'80s, and so to ever think that we were going to go and take our band to be able to play
And
rooms like the San Jose.
just as a coincidence, when I leave here today, I'm going to Chuck's house, and I'm going to be able to see both you guys in one day. That's incredible.
Zed and Chuck in one day, awesome. So
Joseph Ness, he has a good question. In the 80s, did any members of any glam hair metal bands ever approach you and say they were closeted thrashers and loved your music? Did that happen?
many. I mean, the first time I met Sebastian Bach was like the very first Skid Row record had just come out, and I met him backstage at a show, and you know, he was like, "Hey man, what band do you play?" And I'm like, "Whoa, Exodus." I didn't even think he'd heard of it. "Oh my God, I love your album." He was telling me about my songs and stuff. So, and then the first time I remember, I met Jeff LeVar from Cinderella. R.I.P. Jeff. He came up to me holding a record for me, Pleasure of the Flesh, for me to sign for him. And he had a beard, I didn't recognize him. And Gary goes, "It's Jeff." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Jeff?" He goes, "From Cinderella." And I looked at him and he goes, "Can you sign this for me?" And I was like, "Dude, you just sold like 3 million records. What do you want my autograph for?" So you know, before I joined Cinderella, I was a huge Exodus fan. I played in a band, we did Exodus covers. So, yes, you never know that.
And you're wearing a shirt today, Ricky Rackman's
yeah,
Cat
well,
House, which had a lot of glam bands.
Yeah, but I mean, Ricky's
he's an all-around
the real
metal
guy. He's the real deal. He's a huge thrasher. You know, he's got friends. You know, him and Tammy did the Cat House together. But I was very lucky to see him and Leah, his lovely wife. They came to the Raleigh show and brought some Cat House swag from. So I always support my friends. And Ricky's a legend in this business. At a time when heavy music was barely played ever, he had a show once a week on Saturday night for 3 hours where he played heavy metal videos, Headbangers Ball. So he was there in the beginning, and I definitely give him respect that. So I always shout out.
Oaklandish says Hellfest ? Well, that's a big festival in France. It's like Wacken in Germany.
Oh yeah, Hellfest.
It's a big one. Look it up.
Big festival in France.
I think
Merciful
Bakers played.
Everybody plays this weekend.
Camaro 68 says Bass Strikes Back, dream come true.
I think so too.
And everybody's wishing
for a fan,
Lee and his family well. Thank you, Justin, Sean, and Mike for metal.
He'll be back. He's not going anywhere. He'll be back. So yeah. And then later in the year, we have something in the works that I know is happening. I just can't say, but there's going to be a very happy region of the world, is all I'll say. That's as much as I can give you once I can announce it. But we are not done Exodus for the rest of the year. As far as Bass Strikes Back tour goes, we have one more thing to do before the end of this year. And so we have yet to announce that, but they're working on that.
Nicholas says, I hope it's Exodus and Generation Kill Tour.
I would love that, you know, and I do speak to Rob from time to time. You know, we do communicate, And I mean, how fun would that be, Exodus Generation?
And there's a good little article that came out this morning on Blabbermouth, and Rob talks about his departure from Exodus and say that, you know, he talks about it. Go read it though. It's a good little article from Rob himself, and it puts a little more insight into
Well,
it.
I mean, if you watched on the Vault, of course, most of our viewers have seen the 7-part episode that I did with Rob.
It's one of the
We
biggest
talked about
episodes we've had.
everything. You know, we left no stones unturned on that, and so I felt that was, if you don't get all the information out of that, I don't know what there was left to cover, but we did cover everything. So if you haven't seen those episodes, go back in the Vault's vault and find those episodes and check them out. We were brutally honest with each other from everything, you know, from, you know, me leaving, him coming in, him leaving, me coming back in. It's pretty risky.
Life works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, just gotta keep rolling with it. I just roll with it, Walt.
And M says, that's going to be insane. Brandon is one of the best guitarists of all time. For him, it is, huh?
I think so too, and I mean, for us, we knew that, so that's why we knew that he would nail it, and actually we have been, you know, it's kind of been something that has been in the works for a little while, so he's actually had time to learn the music and really get into it. So it's going to be really good. For everybody in Europe, you are going to get an awesome Exodus show. That's all I can say. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be just like, it's going to be as brutal as it was for everybody who came and saw the first leg of the Bass Strikes Back tour in the United States. And so,
So that's going to be a special one with him, so.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Jeff Heathen, is there somewhere we can send our pictures of us meeting Zet? Would be cool if you posted them on the Vault page. Well, if you send, sometimes if you send them to his Facebook Messenger, we can post them there, or if you put
Walter,
it on...
actually, you guys, just to be honest with you, Walter runs my Facebook. So Walter, if you get it to my Facebook, Walter will get it up there. Also, somebody asked me today, they had something to send to us. So we're to
the P.O. Box?
The P.O. Box, so go ahead.
It's P.O. Box 352. You can put Toxic Vault on the heading on that. P.O. Box 352, Sonoma, California 95476. We get anything you want to send. And you want a toy to be put up in the set, we'll do that. If you want something, you send a picture, whatever you want. I've seen Zetro, he came back, and he's put up some things in his house that's evolving. But there's some fan art that's sent to Steve, or they give him on tour, and he actually puts them up sometimes.
I sometimes, a lot of times,
I get
put
it.
fan art up. I got 2 of that one Frankenstone one that we loved. I got that one done with that Fracture Me photo.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of that, and you said,
Yeah.
contact that guy, I
Yeah,
want it. And next
yeah.
thing you know, it's a poster here, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
a special one.
Done on glass.
It's on glass, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Where do you
so-
get that at, Steve? It's
Fracture Me.
Fracture
So you
Me.
can take any picture and they go to Fracture Me, like
amazing.
fractureme.com, and they will take any picture and put it on glass, and it just really, it came out really good. So, yeah, you can send me anything. We will be back in the Vault between October and November. I'm gonna go and do some filmed episodes. I have some guests coming up that I wanna do, but after I get home from tour in December, I know that I think the early part of next year is, we won't be doing much. I'm gonna do filming a lot, and I have a lot of people lined up. I'm going to film some more episodes, get some more new stuff.
But we
some more
do
interviews.
have a Tom Hunting special edition that's being produced.
Yeah, we
by
actually did it a long time
Tim.
ago. There's one in the can right
But,
now.
I mean, it's
and
getting
it's-
a special
and
treatment,
it's
so you
not
guys
the
will
one
love
that we did, you know, when
The
Tom
live
and I
one,
went
not
live.
the live
We
one.
actually, that day, we did live, but we also stayed there and we
Did a
filmed an
special.
episode, just like I do with everybody else. We went through Tom's history and we kind of talked about how he became, you know, and got the drum thing and music, and, you know, just like I do with every typical format on the Vault that I do with every other guest.
Okay. Also, I'd like to hit this because both you and I heard this yesterday, but Oaklandish Metal Boy says the Omni, but we heard the Omni might be reopening.
That is what I did. What is my comment to that?
I
I'll believe it when I see it.
And that's what he
But
said.
I was told that yesterday from a couple of reliable sources that
Thank
the
you, Jim.
Omni will be reopening.
You know what? That was one of the perfect venues to see bands in the right size, the right stage. Everywhere you were, you could see, and a bar that was separate, so you can visit and not be consumed by the music. I know that means a lot to some people, but it was an amazing place, right?
Well, I mean, it was part of the
Stone
magic.
in San
I mean,
Francisco.
it was a part of the
Omni
Roofies, the Stone,
Oakland.
the Keystone. It was a piece of
that chain.
Of that chain, and it has its own history. So when you look back after, what, 30-something years.
Celeste said she practically lived at the Omni.
Everybody
Well,
did.
Celeste, if you lived at the Omni, if you went across the street to Portola's, you could get these amazing triple drinks that were $4, $5. You know
I didn't
that.
venture out.
Oh, come on.
When I went to
Portola's is legendary.
When I went to the Omni, I stayed around the other places. Wasn't the nicest area.
Will you be in Santa Cruz with your boys, seeing them, or does that conflict with your tour? When they play
What is the
Patriot?
date on that?
Maybe.
You know what?
Maybe
The
not.
whole Ex Mortis tour?
Yeah.
I'm there on now. That whole thing that they're doing with Ex Mortis, I will be on my tour. They will be on their tour for sure. I think I'll be in Europe.
All right. Sean D says he was out in the camping and he listened to your new album and got so stoned listening to it in the middle of nowhere, and he dug it.
But
Okay.
did you get lost?
Old Metal Dude. Hey, what's the deal with Steve Giorgio? Are you going to be able to interview him on your YouTube show? Well, we asked him, and I hope he does. Guess what?
Talk to him when we're on tour every day.
You know what?
Getting him in front of the camera is a whole nother game. I mean,
He played on the new Megadeth, so that song's just about to break. There's a new Megadeth song coming, and he played on the whole album. He replaced Dave. So
if the guests want to come on, I'm welcome to have them, but
now he's
Stevie's been ducking and dodging me for 2 fucking
when
years.
I asked him, he laughed. His
I know.
sinister little
I know.
goof.
I get the same thing.
He just laughed, and he's like, I know. I could.
I'm trying, guys.
He gives me a little. Anyway, he's funny guy. Hey Claire, what's up? You're late, but not gone, and that's the beauty of this thing. If you guys are late arriving, you could just watch this again because it's going to be up forever.
Hi, young lady. How are you? Hope you're well. Let me know if I'm gonna see you at Bloodstock. That's our only UK date on this leg, I think, for the year, because I've looked at our year and I know we're not coming back until the following year. So, you know. Hope you're doing well.
Once we said Blu-ray, everybody's commenting about that. They want the Big Strikes Back Blu-ray, right?
You know what? DM Chuck Billy, that's the person to get in charge with. He's the boss. Tell him, Walt, Walt is gonna go see him right after he leaves here, after we do this episode, so.
I will tell him.
So I just did an episode of Vault, and the fans are clamoring for the Blu-ray DVD.
My cousin Arthur.
Awesome.
Yes, he says, my cousin Walter is working on a ZZ Top beard. I really am.
Are
I'm letting
you?
it go, yeah, I'm letting it go.
But don't you have to you
I
have to
don't.
go longer?
I haven't done anything. I don't shave it from it, I just let it go
I
raw.
just think it's uncomfortable.
And it says, M Cruise 78, that's where are you doing meet and greets this tour? Of course you are.
Yes, yeah, we will definitely. And
Viva Walter.
It's really cool, again, to meet you guys every night. It's.
You know what also is cool? When I go to your show, or a violent show, people, fans from the show, actually come up to me now more and more regularly. So, of course,
They're watching the Vault?
Sean and Ian, they recognize me in this beard. Hey, I met you in Saks, just saying hi. What's up, dude? We had a long conversation, I think, or a shorter one. I was in line and told some stories, and good meeting everybody.
You have that black thing going on there. Do you do that purposely? See, look.
No, it's that little, I don't,
Yeah,
it's the opposite of Alex Skolnick, because he's got the white
that?
stripe. I got the two, it's just natural.
Kind of look like.
When I lose that means
It's
I'm a
like
real
Zeus,
old
like
man. Anyway.
Like, what was that Sinbad movie with the old man in it, remember? And, you kind of look like that guy.
And Renee Cruz says he just saw Sepultura, and Jeff from Possessed came up on stage. We're working on getting Jeff too, right?
It wasn't Sepultura, it was Cavalera.
Well,
and they played, I think, Roots and,
no, there was,
what did they play?
well, they played all the old Sepultura stuff, and it was cool. I wish I could have went, but anyway, I did go to the
I was
Violence
in
show,
New
and that
York.
was a kick-ass show. Defiance, after many years, had Steve on here before. It was great seeing them, and of course, Violence always kicks ass.
Chime in, let me know who went to Violence, tell me how it was.
And Cody wants to know, can you come back to New Orleans?
I can, I just don't wanna have to play that awful House of Blues again, God, I just don't like that one. But I love New Orleans, I swear to God.
But you did the House of Blues, and they give you killer sandwiches.
No,
Did you get those?
they.
Ooh, last time I was there.
Yeah, lots changed, Walt. Lots
They
changed.
give you these poor boys
No.
grabbing it. No, huh?
No,
Jesus.
lots changed, Walt. That pandemic killed a lot of that shit, boy. That was another thing. It was
Left Coast. I got arrested for being drunk on the corner in front of the the cops love to hang out at metal shows.
Well, they knew it was gonna happen. Come on, Left Coast.
And Mike from Metal says, many clouds of Zet, because he's just breathing marijuana.
I'm just smoking weed, doing what I gotta do, you know. I don't hide what I am and what I do. And it's not like I'm trying to sit here and burn in front of you guys. It's just, ask Walt, is this what I do? I burn.
You're the same person I met in Legacy. You're just in character 24 hours, if it's a character, because you're just that. I don't think it is either.
No, ask my wife, she's upstairs, she'll let you know.
And is there a possibility of Hatred and Exodus getting some shows together?
God, I would love that too, that would be fun.
And Jeff Heathen has a question. Why are the Dublin Death Patrol albums not on Apple Music anymore?
I don't know that.
Okay, well, I'll bring that up with Chuck when I see him.
See, there's another thing. So any questions you have for Chuck Billy, submit them now, and they will be brought up right after this in a meeting that he's having with Chuck. So, kid, I like that. I like that.
And Camaro68 says, is Tom even human? He was a beast on the kit. And, you know, from coming back from what he did and just being on a stage, and you know, some of these stages, we're in a hot part of the country, right? So it's like in Sacramento, it's hot and humid, and he's playing. And drums is the hardest position in a band. The drummer gives you guys the beat, and it's just so.
There was the Oklahoma show, the Knoxville show. There was and Sacramento that were really hot. Like before, like for me, I don't like when the air is hot. It's hard to breathe in and sing with hot air. So I try to take short breaths when the room is really hot. But
we'll put some oxygen on your rider.
I don't know if that'll help either.
On the side of the stage.
You need it cold, you know, it's cold air. But that's just part of the nature of the beast.
And Fear Maniac answered our question. Beneath the Remains and Arise were the two albums that they played.
That's right, that's right.
And Nicholas says, Exodus Overkill tour would be good.
Yeah, that would be fun too. There's a lot of options that we really need to look into for 2023, and I think that they are right now because they know that, you know, they're going to continue this year-long onslaught. I mean, honestly, that was 6 weeks. We were home off for 5 weeks, but with the fly out, then we'll be gone for 7 weeks. Home 2 weeks, gone another 6 weeks. Home 4 weeks, and then gone for another 3 weeks that haven't been necessarily announced, but I know it's happening. So I'm just saying, we're full on all year, and they're working on next year already. So a lot of options for everybody. Exodus isn't going anywhere, people. We are just, you know, full on and got, you know.
I would love it if you guys just rushed in and made another album.
I would say, I mean, I don't know.
Wait for years. I don't want to wait. I want to wait. I want to wait a year.
I did speak to Gary briefly a few months ago. We were talking a little bit about that. I would say probably 2024. Where were we at? 2022, something like that. And I can't even say if that's true. I mean, I would just say that makes sense, right? Because the album came out in November of 21, so November of 24 would be 3 years. That would make sense, but you can't put a timeline on these things. We're not in that type of, oh shit, we got to run and throw a record out. We've been around for a long time, you know, we got a lot of records.
Well, maybe in the old days, that generated
well, that's
the
how
money,
it was,
right?
right.
That's how it was.
It's a different animal now. So, you know, I mean, Persona Non Grata took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for all of us, writing, recording, and making it sound great. And so I think we want to relish in Persona Non Grata for a while before we start thinking about writing and recording another record. To be honest with you guys.
And someone's on the movie kick with you. They want to know if you've gonna see the new movie, The Black Phone. I've seen the preview.
Oh yeah, that looks great, and they're, even Rotten Tomatoes is giving it like 100%, but it looks creepy, really.
Who's the main actor?
Ethan Hawke.
That's right, I love him.
Ethan Hawke, and it looks really creepy. So yes,
What else did you see?
I will probably be seeing,
Did you see The Northman? I love
yes,
that.
I saw it twice. Again, you know, because of the little thing we have at the house here, I watched it again last night, so just wanted to see it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really, really good. When I came home, somebody told me to watch this HBO series, because I love Danny McBride, and I
love him.
I loved Eastbound and Down. I watched The Righteous Gemstones.
I watched that. I love that
It
too.
was so great.
See,
It was
that,
really great, and so, I don't know,
Tiffany
it's funny,
loves that too.
it was funny and kind of ruthless all at the same time, and
the perfect
so
blend of
I've
his
been
comedy.
watching a little bit of that. I've been watching Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, we watched the Warriors win the NBA championships. So, there's been a couple of things going on, but, I had stuff to do every weekend. I had a wedding one weekend. I had my grandson's birthday party one weekend, so I had to fly out to New York. This is actually this weekend coming up. Today is Wednesday, will be the first actual Friday, Saturday, Sunday since I've been home from tour.
Justin wants to say, are there any songs that you didn't get to perform that you really wanted to perform on the set list? And will any new songs be injected into your set list, or are you keeping it?
I hope that that hasn't been decided yet, but I'm gonna hope that we change the set list, because my whole take is there's gonna be a lot of people returning to some of those cities, and so I don't think that Walter will tell you, I am not when it comes to that, Walt, I don't get to pick them, I just get to play them. So, I mean, I'm cool with whatever we're going to do.
Of course, when you play those 4 shows, or the handful of shows that you're gonna play on your nights off where you get to play, you're gonna have to add songs.
Well, yeah, again, the other night we had to play a headlining set at Pure Filth Fest in,
So that must have been a little different, huh?
yeah, we played like 4 more songs. I think we played Clickbait, Piranha, and something else, and so it added that much more time. But we will be playing more different songs for.
And Wainwright says that, yeah, he was very down and depressed during the pandemic, but now everything's kind of like popped back, right? So now you're touring.
I'm looking at it that way, and I think the whole industry is, to be honest with you. I know everybody's out on the road or trying to get out on the road. It's part of what we are. And for all you fans, I mean, I'm a fan too. You don't think I don't like to not go to rock and roll shows or go to concerts? So it's a great social experience where you see your friends and certain people are going to be there, and that it's going to have some, you're going to see fun. You're going to see one of your bands. It's part of what you do, especially if you're a rock and roller, like all you fans are, like I am. It's part of our DNA, and they took that away from us, from like, you can't perform for 2 years, and you can't watch anybody perform.
And live off what you made.
So, I'm not even worried about that. It's more like not having that connection with you guys for so long. So when we came out on Bass Strikes Back, there was like, every night, it was like, wow, and I even said it to the crowd every night. Isn't it great to go to concerts again? Doesn't it feel good for me to look into your faces and see you guys having a good time, and us roaring out the best that we can give you?
And along that line, Angel Rivera, Exodus needs to do a headlining run, and I'm sure that's coming up
Well,
too.
actually, Angel, one of our Florida shows I'll see you on is going to be one of the headliners, so we will. But again, we're having a really good time supporting right now. It's a still good hour full set of Exodus. The package is really good. It draws people to the package. If you normally would have maybe seen, this or that. Now it kind of, you have to go. It's Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel all on one stage. And, you know, when are you gonna get that? Because this isn't gonna happen. I think they're talking about maybe after the fall leg, one other leg, and then that's gonna be it for that. We'll all go on to play with other bands like we have forever. So,
Nicholas says, "Till death do us part." You know, that's a great song, by the way,
I'd
right?
like to put that in there.
And he also says that
First
he'd
song
like
I
to see
wrote.
more Impact and Pleasures on this set list.
I would love to do Lunatic Parade. That would be fun as shit. Of that. And Force to Habit, I got no problem with Thorn in My Side or Me, Myself and I love those songs. There's songs on there I do
All right.
love to.
Vapor Dreams has a question that's good. What's your favorite Dimebag memory? Aside from seeing them drink all the time and never be hungover.
You know what's
I
funny is
remember.
that, I'll say this, when we went out with them, and again, it was Exodus and Suicidal Tendencies co-headlining and Pantera opening in 1990.
Cowboys from Hell tour.
Cowboys
Yeah.
had just gotten released, nobody really knew who they were. They were the first ones that videotaped everything that they did, you know what I mean, of the happening. Now bands do that all the time, and you see that in YouTube, it's big, but this is before the internet or anything. They did
That
it on
video is
camcorders and
killer.
stuff. And if you watch the very first DVD or VHS at that time, Cowboys, in fact, I think we're on it a little bit.
Yeah.
We were jamming with them in a
I
bar.
haven't watched it in a while,
But
but yeah.
my memory is them always popping up with the camera on everything that that they did, and I was like, wow, what a good idea. And then now everybody's got, you know, a phone, so you can videotape anything, you know, so it's just that, I remember that, just the good times, the fun we had on that first tour, and then everything we did up until he passed, and then obviously when Vinny passed. We had just seen Vinny, we were passing through, and we stopped off in Vegas so our driver could, we didn't play Vegas, but we stopped off in Vegas so our driver could sleep. So we parked, and he came and hung out on the bus, so probably about 4 months before he passed, we were out on that Mr. Pickles thing.
Yeah, I saw him once too in Vegas. He dropped in for a Testament show, and I thought it was someone dressed up looking like him. Okay. And you know what?
Wow.
He fooled me.
Well, like.
And he came and bought a T-shirt, which was amazing. But yeah, then I got to talk to him.
That's not, I support.
I thought it was
I
me
don't
thinking
respect
that this guy's trying to look like him.
that.
And
I
it's
buy
really
t-shirts of my friends' bands when I go to their concerts, or the bands I like, and I know what it's like.
People want to, on the second leg of the tour, they want you to add dates to their cities, but of course.
We're packed on that one, because we added those 4 headliners with us and Death Angel. We're like screwed. I think at one point Exodus and Death Angel are doing 8 shows in a row. You can't do any more than that, guys.
Well, I get it, and everybody, nobody likes days off, right?
I don't, because
Except for
although I
Corey.
did have some fun on this tour, I was in, for me, you guys all know that I'm a huge horror guy. If you were to walk around my house, you'd see how it is. Just anyway,
Maybe we'll do
we
a
had
show
a
on
day
that
off
one day.
in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Mall.
That's where they did the mall, and inside the mall, they have a Night of the Living Dead museum, and it's in Monroeville, in the mall in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. And in the 70s, they've reinvented the mall. They've done it, but there's pictures of now and then and where they filmed it, and there's a bust of George Romero downstairs, and I was in heaven, and I just kind of dug it, and the guy recognized me, and he let me go through, and it has all props and stuff from the movie in the museum.
I think some pictures are up of that when you went there.
Really cool, and I dig stuff like that. So we had some fun. We went to some movies. We had band dinners where us and Death Angel went out, and we hung out. We had just a really, really good time. Got to really become good friends with Dave Lombardo. Hung out with Dave every night. He's a fellow lover of that as well. And so I think it was just it's really cool when everybody kind of gels and gets along, and you can walk in and, hey, Tiffany will be like, all right, laundry's going out today, you need laundry set. Everybody's looking after each other. So it makes it easier when you're away from home, and easier when you're away,
Mama tip.
And then, so everybody's worked worked really hard, nobody carried an ego with them, it was a blast. We just had so much fun on that. For all of you who did not get to see the Bass Strikes Back tour on the very first leg, get tickets for the fall. To be honest with you, I can't say there'll be another American leg booked. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would have to say this is probably it. You know, there's so many other tours we have to, just can't stay with.
And you got a headline and do a
And
major
we're gonna do
production.
other things, exactly,
That's
so
what I want.
Chuck wants to do things, Death Angel wants to do things, so we have to, so if you have not got your ticket, please go get it, because you have to see this tour. You will remember this, if you're a little kid, you remember this to your older, for all you older metalheads that have been with us since the beginning, and Legacy, Testament, and Death Angel from the beginning, this will bring you back. Give me a couple more, Walt.
Justin Chan, this is a good question. What do you think of Chuck Billy's original glam metal band? Did you ever see, Guilt is the name of the band?
Are you kidding me? Because of course I saw them. In fact, when I told Chuck about starting to join Legacy Testament, Chuck was like, he was very, he was
Hesitant.
reluctant,
Okay.
maybe would be a good word on singing thrash metal, because it was, he fired the words off, and that's not really what he did at the time. So when I left the band and joined Exodus, and he actually, got the job, I went to a few rehearsals and kind of helped with him, and showed him how to do it, so.
How to put the words
But
together.
I did see Guilt, I did see.
It's a faster paced vocal style,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
So he had to learn that.
But I mean, come on. it's
Guilt.
Chuck Billy,
I was looking through my guitar
Definitely.
picks, and I found a
She's
Guilt
hot.
pick.
She's a red
So actually, I
hot
saw
lover, yeah, baby.
This is another good question. Timmy Colander wants to know, Zetro, what are your best memories of hanging out with the Metallica guys? I'd say, and I'd add, before they got famous.
The best times with those guys was like, we would all go to a show at the Keystone or at Ruthie's. Wolfgang's, wherever, and we would end up at their house. Now, Lars and James lived in a house in San Pablo called the Metalla House, and a lot of times the party would end up there, and this is probably Kill 'Em All right up to Master of Puppets. So in the line in that area, I would say 83 to 86 in that time, and that's a lot of the times. They were at every show, and I remember Legacy, me playing a show, I remember we did the Eagles room, they called it the Bloodbath, because remember that table the dude busted his hands and he cut into the blood everywhere. It was Legacy and Defiance.
The River Theater you played in Legacy, and I went with Kirk Hammett, and he commented about you guys, saying that it reminded him of when he was in Exodus, seeing you in Legacy. So he kind of knew that you guys were going like this.
Well, anyway, at that Bloodbath show, I had James staring at me the whole time I played. So we all became friends, and
they were always at the bar.
And when we see each other,
Right.
it's like we totally, it's not like, oh, who are you again, dude? Come on, we came up together. So all the memories are great. They're all party memories. Them jumping on stage with other bands, playing songs with them, James and Cliff doing stage dives during Exodus shows, Cliff in the pit. You know what I mean? During Suicidal, just stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I have so many good memories of those days. I'll never forget those either.
Yeah. Would you ever consider, if they asked you, a Metallica tour? Wouldn't that be fucking great?
Would have done it.
I guess you'd
With
say
all
yes.
due respect, that's a dumb question.
I get it.
Come on now.
Sorry, John. But
Because, John, we would get to reach that many more people that maybe have not heard. Because the people who heard of Metallica, they've heard of Exodus, they have not. And so that's not the case. So you never know. Give me one more, Walt.
What do we got? Well, everyone's talking about the theaters and this and that and Cliff Burton memories that you have, and you just gave one, so I didn't even have to say that.
Oh, yeah.
And,
He used to drive around that little blue VW. Remember his little, it wasn't a Bug, it was kind of the hatchback VW thing, that was his car.
I remember I smoked pot with Cliff
Love Cliff.
a few times. But anyway, we've gone 50 minutes, and What else you want to say, Steve?
I don't know, I think we've gone enough, 50 minutes is good.
I probably won't be getting another episode of these in, so I wanted to do a live episode, at least one here. We do have an episode of Tom that we had done a few months ago that's going to go up, and then we will continue this when I get back from Bay Strikes Back tour in October. I'll film some more episodes.
I wanted you guys to see the artwork, what's that, in this Exodus logo. And I think if you guys get on
The
tour,
bodies from the
right, but
From
it's
the
not
album.
cool. Love it.
So I wasn't gonna get another chance to do another show, and so I just wanted to do an episode, kind of update you what's going on. We are very busy right now. We are actually killing it, so that's what's gonna happen. So we will, if you haven't seen, you don't have your tickets, or you didn't get to see the Bay Strikes Back on the first leg, you don't want to miss this. That'll be the next time I probably see you guys. Definitely, we want to thank everybody who's continued to watch the Vault, and you all watch the old episodes, because there's almost 400 episodes up there. There's got to be something you could rerun or watch. But if not, I will be back in the fall, back in the Vault itself. And so again, if you want to send Walter or send us some stuff to put on the Vault, or send us a message or anything, P.O. Box 352.
352, Sonoma, California, 95476. You can put Walter
Zetro or whatever
or Toxic
on
Bulk
there.
on the top.
on there.
It'll get there.
And then, other than that, I want to thank everybody who supported, thank everybody who came out, bought hot sauce, sold all my Zetros Toxic Vault patches. I'll have more of those when I come out, and I want to thank everybody who's just
I
supported
got
up to
2
now.
left on eBay. That's what's left.
Well, I'll get some more made, believe me. They're not like exclusive.
Maybe we'll change the color or something, huh?
Maybe. All our friends that came out on the tour, it was great seeing you guys all, and all our meet and greets, all our new friends that we met, and all our old friends. We love you guys, and shit.
And that's one thing I'll say is, I remember in Sacramento, and Chuck was on stage, and he made reference, when you're on stage, do you see guys you grew up with, all the doubling guys?
I saw them all night
I know
long.
you're in your
that
thing.
night. I saw them. No, I see them. when I'm on stage, I see all of the faces. I really do. So I'm really, I look in your eyes. It's not like I just look in a panoramic view and I see a bunch of, oranges like there. I actually see your faces. And you can tell, because I'll look right at you and start singing at you. You guys know. So.
Right on.
Anyway, thanks for coming in. We'll see you in the fall, and I'll get some new episodes. I got some good guests lined up that are waiting for me to do some filming on them, in which we will get done. And then if not, I'll see you on tour in Europe. Europe, we're coming 2 weeks from now, and Bay Strikes Back tour following
Catch
that.
it.
So catch it. Do not miss it.
Before that plane
Yeah,
lands.
that's right. All right,
Get on.
guys. Thanks for joining us. Me and Walt will see you soon. Get us out of here, Walter.